Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play DragonFable. Just making sure I got the recording going. Yep, alright. So if you recall, last time we cleared out the forest, the tree fort, and the ninja dojo of Sneevils. But while we were out doing that, they attacked the keep, so we better go defend it. While you were gone, they started raiding the keep. They must be after the special ironwood boxes that were delivered this morning. Well, maybe we should go stop them from stealing those. Might be a good idea. Oh, these ones have spears. Sneevil Gladiator. They're only level 2, and they have 15 HP. So, we should be able to take them out in a single shot, right? Yep. As you can see, that +1 from the helmet not helping us a lot at the moment. But it might mean that if we say only put 4 skills in that 4 points in that stat, we could have that extra point to put somewhere where it would make more of a difference, like endurance. But just to mix things up, I mean, we're handling them pretty readily. We can save the keep if we need to. Let's switch to the wooden sword. We only got in 10. Oh, how did the gladiator do that? Is he magical? The results of the net benefit are, of course, much greater because our maximum hit is higher. 19, I believe, 21 after our stat boosts. Just can't get him. Though, he missed. I suppose we haven't seen the inside of the keep before. There are 4 floors? 3 floors? I don't remember which at the moment. But this is the Pactagonal Knights castle, if you will. Oaklore Keep. And inside here, presumably, is where they store all their valuables. A lot of barrels, though. Not too many boxes. Though, those 2 are there. Are these the ironwood boxes? Maybe not. Now we're hitting them pretty consistently. Alright. Sneevil's Stack Attack. I always thought this was a really cool enemy when I was younger, so I'm not going to stun it. I'm not going to stun it. I'm just going to let it do its thing. We'll beat it down as we do, just so we can see some of its attacks. It threw a puppy at us, and it exploded. Whoa! That was quick. Freaking ninjas. We lit it on fire with a sword. I guess the puppies exploded? Not really sure there. But it's dead. There are 2 boxes. Can we get to both of them? And yes, the table is shaped like Pac-Man, as opposed to, say, being round. Well, let's go for the right box first. He blocked us, but we jumped out of the way anyway. There we go. You save the tower, but Sneevil ninjas escape with the real ironwood box, and you are left with the decoy box. It looks like you'll have to get it back from King Splurt himself. Decoy box. What if we'd gone to the left one? No, there are decoy boxes both ways. But we got 122 XP and 23 gold. And the obsidian dart. This blade is made from sharp volcanic glass and has been magically strengthened to make it lightweight and fast. An ideal rogue weapon. It is a darkness weapon, which, for all intents and purposes, we don't have at the moment. So that's one reason to keep it, even though it's a dagger, so it doesn't use our strength score. But the other reason is because if we decide not to use it, we can always sell it. But wow, look at how... I mean, our best weapon does 3 to 19. That gets to do 8 to 18. Yeesh. The Boxopolis. King Splurt has gone too far this time. Travel to the infamous Boxopolis to confront the leader of these evil creatures. Recover the stolen box. That sounds dangerous. it looks like another Sneevil fort. Better defended, but a Sneevil fort all the same. Alright, let's not take any chances with these guys. If we're curious, by the way, that's what the obsidian dart looks like. Rather nice. In fact, why not? I know we said we shouldn't take chances, but we'll try. As you can see, it doesn't take into account our strength. In fact, it did less than its minimum damage. A little bit of a glitch there, but ultimately the dagger is clearly not an effective weapon for us. And we take down the other gladiator. Alright. So this is looking like a pretty regular Sneevil fort so far. You know, other than the stronger guards in some places, but overall, effectively the same. Same layout. A lot of boxes laying around, and some barrels. Maybe the king likes barrels too. Maybe his taste is a little more eclectic. Still think that they have magic. Alright, this rope bridge is rather strange, though. Ooh, 2 of these boxes. Really? Ow. Still think that makes them look like, well, ninjas. Makes sense with a ninja up top. But we'll make quick work of it. After all, we don't want to take too much damage. After all, if we take that much damage, we can't save the ironwood box. Although, by the looks of things, we might level up in time that it won't matter too much. This is new, too, the way this one's set up. The ladder up there. But I like that they took an area very much the same and made it more... yes. More expansive. And, to me, at least, it feels like something that would be a giant city if the forts are where they normally live. More extravagant, maybe a little more elegant, but not so different that you go, this isn't what I'm used to seeing from them. And yeah, we'll get a level up here. But let's rage just in case, or war cry, as it's actually called. And the box goes down. As you can see, if we get enough EXP to level up, the rest that we would have gotten from that fight is wasted, which is rather unfortunate. But that's the nature of the situation. So we'll just keep clearing our way out. We're definitely much stronger than these Sneevils. Sneevi? Sneevils. As you can see, the less consistent damage was a bit of a pain there, but we got a healing pad right in front of us. Which tells me that the boss must be through this door. Sure enough, he's probably the guy with the crown. Alright, let's get him! King Splurt. He's level 8. He's got 140 HP. This won't be easy, especially since I'm not going to stun him. Yeesh, he does a lot more damage than we do. Maybe this is a bad idea, but we'll give it a shot. Warcry. And we missed. Ooh. Also, we gained access to the ability Trip, which was something of a joke for a very long time in this game, because enemies didn't run away. Now they do on occasion, but you'd never not want them to run away, because you still get the EXP. So you can see that that inconsistent damage really causing us a problem here. But as long as we keep it up, you know, so long as we don't get stunned, for example, we should be able to beat him. and stunning isn't an option that enemies this early on had access to. It makes us a bit overpowered, which is why I didn't use it. But we got 96 EXP, only 5 gold. Now let's grab the Ironwood box. It turns out that King Splurt has no interest in the contents of the box, but simply the box itself. However, you taught them a valuable lesson about taking things that don't belong to them. He dumped out the box? Or did he leave it back in the fort? Or the keep, rather. We're in the fort now. Either way, I think I want what's in the box. Another obsidian dart. Again, we'll keep it to sell. Well, we've got a reward chest for presumably retrieving the Ironwood box. At last, this box contains a shipment of enchanted rings given to us by the good King Eltion. Eltion, huh? We'll have to keep that name in mind. It cost a fortune, but worth every coin to defend this keep. I'm sorry, I don't know where my brain went. It cost him a fortune, but it will be worth every gold coin. Sir Valence, are you okay? Did you take a knock on the head? These rings are just what we needed to better defend Oaklore Keep. Here, you've earned one. As far as I'm concerned, you're an honorary Knight of the Pactagonal Table, warrior. Thank you. Does that mean I'm allergic to bees now? Well, we have 2 rings we can pick from. The Ring of the Keep, and the Dragon Ring of the Keep. Now, as we can see, the Dragon Ring of the Keep gives us a crit bonus of +1. Now, the difference between the two and whether or not why one would take the Ring of the Keep is a bit of a complex issue. You see, DragonFable is a game which is entirely free to play, and having played it free to play until about level 30 myself, if I recall correctly, I can attest to that it is fully playable that way. But they do offer a one-time singular payment, which is called purchasing a dragon amulet, which gives you access to any items that have this kind of very, very translucent and diminished icon back there. I believe it's more prominent in later items, but they also have the purple name to identify the difference between the two. It also allows access to certain quests and more skills and classes. I think that for the $14.99, $19.99 that they charge for it once, it's a worthwhile payment and far better than, say, $15 a month for an MMO. Anyway, because my account has been upgraded so that every character has a dragon amulet, I will have access to those items, quests, skills, etc., and will be playing as though using them. As though using them, I will be using them in this playthrough. The unfortunate downside is that a character who has one of these, the amulet itself, cannot be deleted, which means that, unfortunately, this will be the only LP that you see from me at level 1, or starting from level 1, at any rate, which may or may not be for the best given how repetitious the intro quests could be if I were to do more than one LP of this. But regardless, it's a downside, a little very fortunate, really, because it means that you can't accidentally delete the character that you purchased it for. But they have an option to purchase one for every character, which I did, which means that I can't restart a character. Anyway, enough ranting about that. I will be getting the Dragon Ring of the Keep. As you can see, I don't know if it was mentioned before, but items have levels required to equip them. Both of these require level 3, which we're well past. So I'll go ahead and buy that. Costs 0 gold, because it's a reward. Which makes sense. They wouldn't charge me for the reward I've rightfully earned. And we also have access to a place called Survey's Camp now. But we're going to save that for a bit later. So we'll talk to Rolith and heal up, and we've got some stat points to spend. Our HP isn't doing too bad, but maybe we should bump it up, just in case. Okay. Now then, I keep backing out of the conversation with him. What other quests do we have left to do? We did Sirloin, Sir John, and Surveillance. What if we go do and talk to Survivor? Can you go check on Survivor and Sarcasm? Sarcasm? They're probably still talking about the runes and working on the catapult. Oh, we saw the catapult earlier. They should be easy enough to find. I'll assume that these are the two. Hey, watch this. We developed the fastest way to travel in the kingdom. Yeah, this is really going to work. If it does work, maybe we can find the ancient runes containing Sir Jing's legendary lightning blade. Interesting. That sounds really cool, actually. I wouldn't mind having that. Sure we will. Just like the last dozen times we tried, right? I can see why he's called Sarcasm. Well, let's go find out about these Sir Jing's weapons. Sir Jing was once a great knight of the Pactagonal Table. Oh yeah, he was so great. All of the other knights called him Sparky because of his special energy weapons, but they were lost long ago in the ruins. Well, then why are we calling him Sir Jing if everyone called him Sparky? I think that the storm elementals are guarding them, but we can't get close enough. Want to try? Storm elementals. That doesn't sound too bad. No, Thunderhead. As we can see, Thunderhead is a fairly standard enemy, but he's wind elemental, which is new. We've only ever before seen metal elementals and nature elementals. The 200% resistance indicates that wind damage heals him the amount he normally would have taken, but he's 50% weak to stone. However, we don't have a stone weapon. So, we'll go ahead and whip out the prized sword again. And stun. And it makes for a nice easy fight against them. However, there are a lot more to go of various elements. But I think we can do it. Obviously our goal is to get to the stairs, and we're free to move around this area. So, let's try just skipping most of them. Small Puddle. Again, a fairly standard enemy, but this one's got a few more weaknesses. He's a water elemental, and he's healed by water. He takes 25% less damage from ice attacks, and 50% more from fire and energy. We don't have a fire or energy weapon either, so we'll have to just play it safe and trust in our prized sword. And the Shock Wisp. He's an energy elemental, with a 50% weakness to water and ice, and he's healed by electricity. Oh, we critted him. I guess that stun was redundant then. But we can make it up the stairs, right? No, we are required to defeat all of the monsters first, even though we have a clear path to the stairs. But I'm not one to turn down free EXP and gold. Or as free as it gets, anyway. But we will have to be careful about our mana. After all, there's likely a boss. And these guys don't hurt that bad. We can afford to lose some HP. Sorry about that. Bumped my glasses. Assuming it got picked up. It may not have, in which case, ignore me. Sorry about that. Alright, so we've defeated all the monsters. Now we can go up the stairs. Some interesting designs there. Certainly looks ruinous. And we have 3 rather terrifying looking elementals there. Clearly much more powerful than the ones we just fought. Positros. A level 8 elemental with 40 hit points. Well, we've beaten tougher enemies than that. He's got the same weaknesses as his lesser counterpart, but we'll go ahead and stun him just to be safe. 48 EXP. Not bad. Can we rush the chest? No. Tempest. He's only level 4. Same weaknesses as the other one. We'll save a little bit of mana to make sure we can deal with the last one. Surely, Positros couldn't have been the only strong one. Flood. Once again, the same weaknesses, and sure enough, he's just as weak. Oh, let's go ahead and stun him. And then we'll double, even though it doesn't really change anything. We'd still need the same amount of attacks to kill him. Oh, well. Do we not get a reward? Is the reward in the chest? Let's check it out. Sure enough, Surging's chest. Level 2 weapons. Surging's dagger, staff, and sword. Energy dances along the edge of this magical blade. The weapon increases your chance to score a critical hit by 1, which is indicated below. And it's also free. It looks rather impressive. Well, let's get it. We don't have an energy weapon yet, and that's some really high damage. It's higher than anything else we've got. Finish the quest. You have fought your way up the mountain and stopped the storm elementals from summoning a never-ending storm. Nobody mentioned that. Did we? Okay. For the sake of the world, you must keep Surging's weapons for safekeeping. So we're just going to leave the other 2 up here? Or were we supposed to take all 3? They don't have any value. We couldn't have sold them anyway. And we got a fair amount of EXP and gold for that. The Dark Crystal. Every time you look at this, you can almost hear something bird-like screeching. I'm fairly certain this was an item added after my time as just kind of a random drop. We'll keep it and see if we can figure out what it's for. Now, as you can see, we've got a rather hilarious glitch where, after coming back from there, presumably because they fired us in the catapult, we start up here. But if we just come down here, maybe even stop in and heal up. Can we? There we go. We're back to normal. Now then, they also mentioned some ruins, apparently aside from Surging's weapons. We knights just love going to the ruins. The locals are just so friendly. He's talking about the vermin. They are rat people who have taken over the ruins and won't let anyone close without attacking them. Sounds like maybe the catapult skipped them when they launched us? Or maybe it's different ruins. We could really use your help in clearing out some of the vermin out of the ruins. Or maybe now that we got past the storm elementals and stopped the storm, we can go further in. We'll see. Actually, sarcasm, we really could use this hero's help. I know, that's what I said. Okay, sometimes it's hard to tell with you. Well, these runes look interesting. Let's go ahead and give Surging's weapons a check. Equip our ring, and equip Surging's sword. Verman, level 7. And it doesn't have any particular weaknesses, but it can hit pretty hard. Let's just give the regular attack a shot. 21 damage. Ooh, that was not pretty. Well, let's double. There we go. And he's down. 84 EXP. That's a pretty solid chunk. Let's stun this one. Oh, we got a crit. That +1. So yeah, this is just a... it serves as an introduction to an enemy type. But they're interesting, and they've got some unique attacks. But then we run into things like the Tuskmonger, who we fought before. So let's go ahead and attack him. I mean, 9 to 13, that's not nearly as bad as the vermin deal. Still shoots lasers, though. Never really understood that one. 72 EXP. Not bad, especially for something that easy. And again, this is one of those, you run around the area until you find the end. Verman Collector, he's level 8. But aside from his high damage, he shouldn't pose too much of a problem. So we'll try to take him out before he gets a turn. Chop until you drop. Yeah, we got him. 96 for him. These runes once stood tall and proud, but all things change. Hundreds of years have passed, and the ruins of the great city are now infested with vermin and tuskmongers, drawn by the many mysterious objects that can still be found here. Well, maybe we'll find one of them. Pouch of sparkling sand. The vermin collectors seem to have a lot of these small pouches of sand. This item will sell well in the keep. Upon opening the pouch, the sands catch the light and seem to shine and glow on their own. Well, if it sells well, we might as well keep it. And again, we start up there. So we'll heal up. And we've done both of their quests. Let's go, why don't we go check out the weapon shop and see what we can sell that pouch for. As you can see, there are 3 shops here. The first, you can get shinier gear and higher levels in the town of Falconreach. Talk to Sir Pent by the bridge. It's been nights talking to you. Punny, Serrated. Interesting. I think we met Serrated before. Or was that... Was he the guy in the hospital? Let's go check. Serrated! This is amazing! He's learned how to be in 2 places at once. That's incredible! We must know his secret. But maybe he'll tell us when we're not a level 7 weakling. Maybe that's the secret. The second man is Sir Lee. If you had to work with that cheerful Sir Plus, you'd be surly too. Do you need a new weapon? Well, we might. So as we can see, swords and axes, daggers, staffs and wands. We're primarily interested in this category. So the weapons we could buy. The Bronze Blade. The Bronze Blade was forged centuries ago by a noble swordsman, bent on destroying evil. He didn't do that good a job, though, because, well, it does less damage than our base longsword, as you can see. Rather strange, but not bad looking. The Mirrored Edge. This sword shines like a bright mirror, revealing not only your reflection, but also that of your enemies. 8 to 12 damage. That would be a step up, but we've got a better weapon. Red Eye Gloom. This sword seems gloomy, so gloomy that you swear those are red eyes on the crosspiece. 10 to 16. Again, not bad, but not as good as Sir Jing's sword. Those do look a bit like eyes. The Knight's Glaive. Whenever you swing this glaive, its song tells tales of those knights of ancient times. 10 to 20. Also not bad, but Sir Jing's. Of course, there are some enemies which are resistant to electricity, so perhaps we should pick that up. And it looks fairly impressive. However, my personal favorite weapon from this portion of the game is the legendary Magma Sword, an ancient blade forged in the pits of a volcano that has been destroyed and forgotten. Looks pretty impressive, right? I'd be afraid of that. 15 to 21. That's better than Sir Jing's sword. At least, given that we're fighting an enemy who is not resistant to fire. But we have a third shop as well, and this one has the Dragon Amulet icon. Presumably, Dragon Amulet items are sold there. I have a lot of surplus weapons to sell, and I'm open night and day. You'll need a Dragon Amulet to use these weapons. Now let's go to the swords and axes. Aurum Blade. This weapon requires a Dragon Amulet. A sword created from the finest Aurum ore. It is guaranteed to slice and dice its way through any random encounter. Oh, that's a pretty good promise, and it's light damage. Well, if there's a lot of darkness enemies, that'd be a pretty good weapon to have. Though it doesn't look so great in my opinion. Zorchi. This weapon requires a Dragon Amulet. The crystal of this blade has been made magically charged with energy. Well, it's better than Sir Jing's sword, which is 12 to 20, but we got Sir Jing's sword for free. And Hydra's Bane. This weapon requires a Dragon Amulet. This fiery blade spells doom to Hydra. Hydra is in singular? 14 to 26 fire damage, and it's got some stat boosts. Not to mention it doesn't look too shabby. So between this and the equally priced Legendary Magma Sword, if you're a Dragon Amulet owner, this is the weapon to go with. But we've got some things we need to sell first. pouch of salt. Hello, lightning and thunder. I'm actually going to cut the recording here, just in case something happens. I will come back next time, preferably when the storm is over, and we'll go back to shopping. See you then.